Hi guys and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my new blog post 4. And in this blog post, I'm going to discuss about the database management system architecture. So let us start. So before deeping dive into the main topic, I'm going to discuss about some important points that are related to the database design. So when we basically talk about the design of a database management system, it strictly depends on its architecture. This architecture could be centralized or decentralized or hierarchical. So basically, you need to understand this that like the architecture of a DBMS can be seen as either single tier or multi-tier. And N-tier architecture divides the whole system into related but independent end modules, which can be independently modified, altered, changed, or replaced. In one tier architecture, the DBMS is the only entity where the user directly sits on the DBMS and use it. Any changes done here will directly be done on the DBMS itself. It does not provide any kind of handy tools for end users, database designers, and programmers basically prefer to use the single tier architecture. If the architecture of the DBMS is two-tier, then it must have an application through which the DBMS can be accessed. Programmers use basically two-tier architecture where they access the DBMS by means of any kind of application. Like for example, an application which is written in C# and it's providing a communication with SQL Server, which here is a DBMS. Here, the application tier is entirely independent of the databases in terms of operation design and programming. So when you accumulate first one, two, and multiple tiers, you will get the N-tier architecture. So the most commonly database architecture which is being used nowadays is basically three-tier architecture. When we are basically talking about uh, we normally talk about the relational databases. So let's start with this one. A three-tier architecture separates its tiers from each other based on the complexity of the users and how they use the data present in the database. It is mostly widely used architecture to design a database. So first tier is basically the database or the data tier. At this tier, the database resides along with its query processing language. For example, SQL. We also have the relations that define the data and their constraint at this level. Uh, by defining the data means like tables, views, functions, and the constraints like foreign key constraint, unique constraints, primary key, and things like that. And then this database tier is basically connected to your application tier. At this tier reside the application server and the programs that access the database. For a user, this application tier presents an abstracted view of the databases, and users are unaware of any existence of the database beyond the application. At the other hand, the database tier is not aware of any other user beyond the application tier. Hence, the application layer sits in the middle and acts as a mediator between the end user and the database. Then on the top of it, we get presentation tier or the user tier. End users basically operate on this tier and they know nothing about any existence of the database beyond this layer. At this layer, multiple views of a database can be provided by the application. All views are generated by application that reside in the application tier. Multiple tier databases architecture is highly modifiable as almost all of its components are independent and can be changed independently. So this is all about the database architecture. I hope so that you have understood the concept. So with this, I would say like please subscribe, like, and share my YouTube channel, Yasser Fazal, and do not forget to hit the bell icon so you should get the latest updates as soon as new video is uploaded. And as always, please spread the knowledge. Thank you.